Welcome to the CEO of You. You're now locked in with Shania Hayles, professional footballer. I think, let's say one season, and I'm not lying here, but I would say 50 plus.
Chance to drive forward, it's still Hayles going here, Hayles on the run!
It's a brilliant pass through, and Hayles is in, still going! Bristol City's leading goal scorer.
Who is your biggest inspiration?
Well, it's been Rashford for a while, and obviously from young Rachel Yankee. She played for Arsenal in England, so got my first call up probably when I was about 17.
What?
Under 18s, I went for my first camp. I didn't even know that you could be a professional footballer, you know what I mean? So yeah, there's some days where you wake up and you're like, oh, this is kind of early, you know what I mean? It might be cold outside or raining, and you think, oh, I got to go out and play. But I think for me, once I get on the pitch, it doesn't matter whether it's raining, sunny, cold, whatever. Once I step on the pitch, I'm like, yeah, this is where I want to be.
Thank you, Shania, for coming on the podcast. Listen, very happy to hear our first footballer, therefore killing it right now. What is it, your top goal scorer?
Yeah.
Top scorer, and you'll think a game in hand are coming top.
Yeah, that's right.
You're
That's
smashing it,
crazy.
smashing it.
How many assists do you have?
Only one.
Only one?
Yeah. But it's not because I've not supplied, they just not finished them, you know what I mean? That's what I'm going to say. So that's not my fault, really.
Nah, you're taking the glory for yourself. That's what strikers do. So, Shania, obviously fighting for top goal scorer, fighting for promotion and to win the league. How did it all start? Where did this football career journey begin?
So I started when I was about 5, playing in Burton Trent, which is my local area. Went to a football camp with one of my friends from across the road, just to see. My mum was at work, so she needed somewhere to go. So she dropped me off. It was raining. I was like, what is this? I don't want to be here, but I enjoyed it after that, and I went back ever since. And I think after being there for a few years, someone said to my mum, why don't you take her to play for a team? So I played for my first boys team. And then at that age, there was a rule, I think it was 8 or 9, that you had to then go and play with the girls. So then I joined my first all-girls team and went from there.
How was it playing with the boys? Did you find it a lot more physical than playing with the girls, or did you find it easier after playing with the boys to go play with the girls?
Yeah, it was harder playing with the boys because obviously there was a decent team, so when they was a lot stronger and stuff. But I think that helped me then go and play with the girls after, because I did find it a bit easier physically and stuff. And I think going from boys to girls, it was good. And I think it was different, but it was good, and I enjoyed it ever since, and I just played there with the girls.
Was you always scoring goals at that age, or was you not sure of your position?
No, I think I've always liked scoring goals. I think when I was at the camp, there was also always stuff like penalty shootout and stuff, and I always obviously wanted to win them and stuff. So they were the main things, and then obviously playing for the girls team, goals was probably my special thing to do for them. So I scored a lot of goals, which is obviously good, and obviously I've carried that on through my career.
How many is a lot?
I think, let's say one season, and I'm not lying here, but I would say 50 plus. I was banging the goals all the time.
What's the goal ratio to game on that?
You tell me.
How many games did you play?
I don't know, but we played a lot of goals. I was scoring. I'd score sometimes it would be silly 6-7 goals a game.
That's mad.
Just silly, you know what I mean? Silly, because we was probably one of the better teams in the area. In Burton, we was probably the best team. So imagine we were probably beating teams silly amounts. You know what I mean? And so I was just getting goals and goals. So I was happy with that.
So why the position of a striker?
Why?
Because there's 10 other positions you could have played.
Yeah, I think I don't actually know. No one's really gone to me, you should be a striker. But I think when I first went to an academy, they kind of put me there, and I played there ever since. I do switch between playing on the wing and as a number 9, because I think I offer different things. But obviously everyone has their own opinion of where they prefer me to play. But I think, I like getting forward. I like scoring, and obviously that's what I'm good at. So I think probably just my position. And defending, not a fan. I'll defend when I have to. I'll press and stuff, and I'll get back when I need to. But I'd rather be the one attacking.
Would you say you're a lazy defender? As in, if someone's coming at you and they've gone past you, would you
actually try and sprint back, or would you say now the right back's got it? Or,
Nah.
That's
Nah.
crazy.
because I'm sure I've seen you do that a few times. Though,
Nah,
Can't be
could
doing
never be that. Could never
Nah,
be
to be fair, I think like if I'm there and like I'm gonna like I've tracked back quite a few times this season, like get the ball, just in case someone's out of position or something. But the only time sometimes I won't, and I'll be honest, is if we're high pressing and we're pressed with intent, and then the midfielder ain't pressed, and it comes. I'm like, you deal with that. But I'm like, that's when I'm like, I'll take a jog because I'm like, I've done all this sprinting and you haven't been there, so I'm like, nah. But apart from that, I'll get back when I need to.
Okay, so like big striker, you scoring the goals. Who is your biggest inspiration? Because there's many strikers who are killing it.
At the moment, like, well, it's been Rashford for a while, but obviously at the moment he's doing well. So I think obviously you got to put him up there. And obviously from young, Rachel Yankee was like my kind of woman, like who I looked like women's footballer who I looked up to. She played for Arsenal in England, so I think that was good to see that you could actually achieve a goal. So I think probably them two players.
So where would you say your career actually started? Because you were playing grassroots, but what age were you like, okay, I'm going to take it serious?
I think probably when I made it when I was at academy, because I didn't like, my parents really didn't know too much about, especially my mum didn't know anything about football, so I didn't even know that you could be a professional footballer, you know what I mean? So I think getting to Villa and after a year, like probably thinking, oh, I'm actually like all right at this, like let's carry on. And then obviously getting my pro when I was 18, I think probably when I got my pro, I probably thought, you know what, this is what I can do now, like as a job. So I think because I started quite late, it probably came to me quite late. But I think since that moment, I've not really stopped, and I've just like wanted to achieve as much as I can.
And I know you went from Villa to Blues. Explain that.
Yeah.
How does that? How do you go from Villa to Blues, rivals to rivals?
It's not my finest moment, but I think sometimes when it comes to game time, you can't really be too picky where you go. So I think the opportunity came to go to Birmingham, and I think like I said, I just went with a friend, and I didn't really think too much of it, and I ended up getting in, and then I thought actually this might be a good move. I could do my college there and stuff, so I thought it was, and I did all of that, and obviously like I say, I luckily got my pro and had a year with them with some great players that even now are playing for like the England women's team, and then obviously I just wasn't getting enough game time, and Villa said come back and we're trying to get promoted, like, so I thought it's another experience to have, trying to get promoted from Championship to WSL. So I thought, like, let's go for it, and then that year we did. So it was worth the risk. Yeah,
that's sick. All right, then obviously you mentioned the keyword game time, and obviously you're a young player. So what's it like when you're trying to get this experience, you're trying to take these opportunities? Is it very difficult for a young player to break the first team?
Yeah, definitely. I think it is hard because you don't always get coaches that are willing to give younger people the experience, like the chance to play all the time, because obviously sometimes they feel like experiences, they can rely on that more than taking a bit of a risk. But I think the more you see it now that people take risks, like the more reward you get from doing that. So I do think it's hard, and it does take a lot out of you probably mentally, but you just got to stay grounded, keep doing what you're doing. When you get the chance, you just got to try and take it as much as you can, and learn from who's playing in your position, or learn from someone who's done it before, and then just go from there.
I know becoming a footballer takes a lot of sacrifices. Can you name some of the sacrifices that you had to make, like not going out with friends on a certain day because you had training in the morning, or missing out on after school stuff because you had to leave to go training?
Yeah, I think there's a few. I think the main ones for me would probably be doing stuff with friends, doing stuff with family. Even now, like, we'll have the family group chat, and that is popping off like, oh, we're doing this, and I'm like, guys, sorry, at football, you know what I mean? So I can't probably do as much as I would like to do. And I think when I was younger, it was kind of go to school, straight from school, straight to football, like travel to Birmingham. So I didn't really have time to socialise with my friends as much. But obviously that's like just the path I chose, and obviously I'm glad that I did, because it's obviously paid off now.
All right, so I did a bit of research on your Instagram just to get a bit more backstory about you, and a common theme I saw, your celebrations. You've got a few, but the one that stood out for me is the Marcus Rashford, mentally focused. What does that celebration mean? What do you think it means?
The way I perceive it is just like, I think football is very mentally challenging, and that's what maybe not everyone understands. So I think especially for his journey as well, like he's probably had a few struggles, you know what I mean, and he's overcome that, and now he's performing. So I feel like if you get your mentality and you get your mental state right, you can pretty much achieve anything. So for me, I think for him especially, it's a strong message for him to show people that even if you're not like going through the best times, like you can overcome it, and like it does come down to a lot of mental strength. So for me, that's what I'd say. And obviously it looks hard in the picture as well, so gotta take that as well. Yeah, so yeah.
Doesn't very hard. Messi or Ronaldo?
That is a good question. I would have to say Messi, but like that's just me. I just think he's unbelievable, especially since the World Cup as well. I don't think there's any comparison.
Disagree.
That World Cup was fake, man. That was some scripted World Cup, man.
I don't. Okay, 100% argue the fact that you can't argue Messi is probably the greatest of all time because he's completed football, no one else has done it. But you can't seriously think Messi's better than Ronaldo.
Look how Ronaldo's
the goal, the CR7.
You know, like that.
Yeah, but I just think like even when you watch him, I just think Messi's like so much
even as a striker
better to watch. Don't get me wrong. I think like Ronaldo's mentality is even like just everything he does. Like he loves the game and it, the way he eats, what he does. Like he's literally just like the perfect, you know what I mean, footballer. And he's so powerful. But for me, like I just love like Messi's skill, the way like his vision, the way like he gets in the pockets. Like that's I probably play. I'm not saying like I'm anything like. If I was to say like you know what I mean, I like the way he plays more like dribbling, getting at people, doing that. Whereas I feel like Ronaldo is just that powerful kind of, you know what I mean? So I probably relate to that kind of side more.
So if you could describe 3 attributes about your game, what 3 words would you use?
I'd probably 3 words, just 3 words.
3 attributes that could either be pacey, skillful, and a bit of techie.
No, I'd like to say techie.
Like flicks and tricks.
Yeah, I'd like to say that I like to do some now and then.
Them 5-star skills.
Yeah, 5-star weak foot.
5-star weak foot.
I'm joking. Yeah, probably speed is another one up there. And let's just say finishing, like any word that involves scoring goals, man. That's what I want to be. Yeah, that's what I'd want to be like known for if someone said, "Oh, this is how she plays."
All right, so let's say this. You've done Villa, you've done Birmingham, and please tell us where you're currently at right now.
Yeah, right now I'm at Bristol City. I've came this season. We're also in a promotion battle at the moment, which is very tense, but we're doing well at the moment. And obviously, hopefully we can get Bristol back in the WSL because obviously they was there before, so that's the aim.
Yes, could you explain to us what a day in the life of a footballer looks like?
Yeah, so for me, obviously, different days are different, like depending on who we've got at the weekend, if we've got more games in one week. But usually if it's just like a normal game week, we'll have training Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and obviously game Sunday. Sometimes we'll be in on Monday to recover, but it just depends if we're needed to be in or not. But like, if I was just to describe like a Tuesday, I'd wake up, like go in, like, get changed, go in for breakfast.
What time is that?
Probably about, like it could be anywhere between like 9 and 10. Like we'll be in for breakfast, eat breakfast, then got prehab, which is like just getting us ready for training. So we might have like jumps and stuff just to get us like our body ready for that. Then we'll go out to the pitch for a couple hours, and then come in, probably eat again, like have some lunch, and then have gym, and then we'll either have a meeting before training or after, or sometimes we'll have both. So yeah.
Do you ever find that mentally challenging when you've got like 3 games in a week and obviously I'm guessing you have analysing sessions as well? Do you ever find that mentally challenging because you're taking in so much information and doing so much all at such a quick space?
Yeah, definitely. There is a lot that comes to it because, like, say if there's a 3-game week, you've kind of got to play 1 game, then you've got to review it, put it to bed, then you've got to analyse the next game. So you don't actually get too much time to actually analyse them until the week's done. But it does get a bit like draining, but you just have to take the bits that you can, and then just add them in, and obviously like review as much as you can, and then you just have to go again and obviously hopefully like get the points that's needed, you know what I mean, at the time. But obviously like now we've had a few days off now just to like rest and get everything together. So we've kind of like got our thoughts together and everyone's like back in tomorrow ready to go again because we're back into another 3-game week coming up.
Another 3-game week this week?
Yeah.
Crazy.
So
You got?
First we got City on Sunday.
City?
Man City in the FA Cup.
Dear me.
Then we got this team called Lose. I don't know if you know that team. We got them away on the Wednesday, and then we got Crystal Palace away on the Sunday. So.
What day you got City Tuesday?
Nah, Sunday. This Sunday coming.
This Sunday coming.
Yeah.
Ooh, yo.
Okay,
I
okay.
want to hear on a score sheet.
Yeah, it'll be,
sheet.
it'll be a good game. I think that's a good thing about the FA Cup as well. Like, we don't obviously get to play the big clubs in our league, so I think when you do, like, it's exciting. Obviously, it's also scary because you're like, oh, wish you could have got someone else, like probably in the league below or something. But it's nice to play someone bigger, like more people watching, and just for us to show what we can do and why we deserve to be in that league again.
Okay, so how do you approach a big game? Because Man City is a big team. Do you approach it as in a chance to prove your skill that you should be maybe playing at the level above, or do you see it as just another game, gonna go and play, do what I do?
Yeah, I think every game like that we play should be just classed as another game. But I think when it comes to big clubs like that, like you do it as a team want to make a statement because we're top of our league, so that's the league we want to be playing in. So playing teams like that week in, week out, and obviously individually you want to show what you're about because obviously you never know who's watching or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's nice to do both and obviously you just want to play well, like as a team and as an individual.
Yeah. So 3 games a week is mad to me. Have you ever experienced like any injuries?
Yeah, I've been lucky so far. Like I say, with injuries, I've had a few ankle injuries, rolled it in, rolled it out, both. So that was obviously quite nasty at the time, but that was like a couple months out, but nothing too major because
No ACLs.
I know a few people that have done that.
I literally had my surgery the start of this year.
Oh really?
That's my crutch over there.
Is it actually?
Yeah. Just after this, you're gonna see how he walks. He still can't walk properly.
Nah, it's scary though. That's one thing. Like, there's like three girls at the moment that have done it in various leagues at the same time, and it's so common, so it's so scary. But it's like one of the things that it's just, if you're unfortunate, isn't it, to happen. But at the moment, for me, I've not been injured too much.
I pray you don't experience ACL because I don't know if anyone's ever told you about ACL injury. Like the first time I experienced that game, felt like every time I would jump or make a sharp movement, my knee would just give away. Mm-hmm. So I'll just drop to the floor. So let's say try and get the ball in the half. Try and get the ball in the half time. You know, you plant your foot to get my knee would just go and I'll just fall over. It was.
Man looked like he's diving.
Nah, it is actually crazy. Like I asked someone what it felt like, and she just said like it feels like my knee's there, but it's just like so unstable. Like
it's jelly.
It's just there. Like it's just there, but it's not at the same time. So
because I was thinking that game I was still playing on, and I'm like, yo, what's?
Oh, you still played?
Yeah, bro. I'm thinking, yo, what's going on? Like I remember, you know, coming from a corner, hitting half. I'm standing on the halfway, and I'm thinking, yo, about to get the ball, simple half turn, take on the guy. Just thinking, yo, what? Collapsed. Just dropped something.
Oh my god.
Coach gone to me, yo, hold the ball.
I know you coach.
And you're like, I just done my ACL, mate. Like, give me a break.
Like, bro, I don't know what happened, but come home, my knee just looked like a massive golf ball. Horrible. Yes, just swollen, thinking something ain't right. Fell down the stairs.
And even fell down the stairs.
Not started. You know, like you just.
That's a lot in one day, isn't it?
I know, innit?
You have to go to the hospital.
When he like fell down the stairs, I was like, yo, thinking my knee was just jerking on the stairs and I'm falling. So I'm like, yo, something wasn't right. But I prayed for God.
Yeah, me
don't
too,
ever have an ACL. So what was it? How was it you recovered from your ankle injury? Because the ankle injuries, they're horrible. Because some of them are like, your ankle could be so swollen. You recover when you shoot. Sometimes it could kill.
Yeah, I think it's just with them. It's just like. It's just a matter of time. Sometimes there's literally nothing you can do. You just gotta rest up and it's all about strength because when you do your ankle once, the strength in it is just gone. So it's just about doing a lot of rehab, a lot of ice and stuff like that, and just strengthening it and then getting back on the pitch. But then first couple shots or couple passes, like you feel it, and then you just gotta kind of get past that scaredness of doing that because that's what's gonna build it, the strength up in it as well. So it's just doing all of that, but it's not ideal to be honest.
Yeah. Do you watch any football? Because I know you play, obviously.
Yeah, I like to watch. I do like to watch football because I do think it's important to watch other players like play and learn from them. Especially like in the Prem or in the WSL, like big players. You know what I mean? I do prefer to play it. I won't lie, but I do think like it's good to watch, and especially if there's like a big game on.
You support?
United.
Ugh.
Respect.
My team right there. So.
I don't really think United are that good, to be honest.
Who do you support?
Liverpool.
Where are they?
I don't know. I don't
What
watch
have you
football.
even said you support Liverpool right
I
now?
know.
What do you mean?
Man sat there and said that kind of proud.
We are the most decorated club in England.
Yeah, sure.
You
Nah,
can't
you
tell
know,
me
yeah.
that. We are the most decorated club in England just because Mane
Yeah.
left, you know. All right, so who are some of the female players you look up to besides the one you just mentioned who are currently playing and you think, yo, you're a baller?
Yeah, I think I don't know if any of you have heard of Lauren James, like Reece James's sister. But she's like at the moment like
She on
I've
fire
never-
right now.
yeah, I never played with her, but she's a couple of my friends have, and they just say like her technical ability is unreal, like so better than some like guys that she's played with because she's just very good and like she's broken to the England squad, so she's doing really good. So she's good, man. She's techie. She's got it. But there's a few like Frank Kirby and stuff, Chelsea players that they're very good and they've been around a long time, but they're still doing it. So yeah, I probably look up to a few of them.
I think you mentioned off the podcast how you was playing for England at a young age. Please tell us about that.
Yeah, I think for me that was one of my as a kid. Like once you kind of realize, I'm playing football here. I think that was the next step for me to England. You know what I mean? You can represent your country. So I think got my first call up probably when I was about 17.
What?
For the
That's young.
under 18s. I went for my first camp. And I wasn't on the first camp. I was on standby for the Finland camp. It was in Finland, but then someone dropped out, and I managed to get my chance. And sometimes it's just that's what it takes is one chance, and that kind of got me. That one chance got me in the squad for the rest of the under 18s, 19s, and a few camps for the 23s. So I think it was a good experience.
How did it make you feel?
Yeah,
Like,
I think
actually make it?
even that first, I remember the first national anthem, like just walking out, like, I felt like I was going to cry because, you know what I mean? Like it means like, yeah, I think representing your country is one of the most like honoured things you can do. So I think in that moment I was like, you know what, I've come from in 2.5 years, I've come from playing grassroots to representing my country. Like there's no better feeling. And I think obviously making my mum proud as well and my dad was the biggest thing about it.
Yeah, how many people in the stadium at the time?
I'm not sure, to be fair. It was more like it was an indoor pitch because it was Finland,
indoor.
so it was like snow
Finland.
everywhere, like it was cold, so it was
Was
more
it
like
cold?
yeah, it was more like a friendly kind of like indoor kind of because I remember just seeing there was loads of snow and stuff, but no, it was good, and that was my first kind of experience of just traveling as well, like getting to go to countries that you'd never really thought you'd go to, you know what I mean? So
Yeah. So what's it like doing these camps? Because like I said, a lot of people see the glitz and glam of the football lifestyle. Like you always got a car, house, nice this, nice that. But
Nice
they don't
trip.
actually see. They don't actually see what it's like behind closed doors, the hard work to put in. So what's it like when you're putting in this work?
no, I think it is hard. Like you're in most days like trying to improve, get better yourself, and you're in the gym, and like some days you might get there and you think, you know what I mean? It is long, but you know why you're there. You know what you're trying to achieve. So I think you just gotta like, I don't know, I think it's good to set goals and stuff, and hopefully like you can achieve them. But I do think some people underestimate that there probably is a nicer lifestyle, and to be honest, like I am lucky to be getting paid for something that I love to do. But it's also not just a walk in the park. Like there's a lot of pressure on playing well, performing, getting points, like especially for forwards, scoring goals, like goalkeepers saving. You know what I mean? There's a lot that comes into it. So it's based on results in that football. So you always know you've got to be on it because there's always someone watching. You know what I mean? So
When you wake up, do you ever have days where you're just not feeling up to it?
I think there's some days where you wake up and you're like, this is kind of early. You know what I mean? It might be cold outside or raining, and you think, like I got to go out and play. But I think for me, once I get on the pitch, like it doesn't matter like whether it's raining, sunny, cold, whatever. Like once I step on the pitch, I'm like, this is where I want to be. And then sometimes 2 hours is gone, and I'm like, what? You know what I mean? You want another hour or so. So I think sometimes if you want a bit more sleep or whatever, but as soon as you get there, like everything changes, and you just love being there.
So like, I could imagine. Obviously, you said you currently live alone when you're at Bristol City.
Bristol Rovers.
How is it you keep a strong mental fortitude? Because you mentioned obviously you have the pressures, and as a striker, they get paid the most because they have the hardest job, scoring goals. So how is it you deal with these problems?
Yeah, I think it's it's not easy, especially for me, because I knew like I came in and I wanted to prove a point and I wanted to score goals, and then when I did, the pressure is, oh, Shan gets the goals, so it's like having to carry on doing that. And I think there is times where I probably thought, oh, like I need to score and blah blah, but I need to like, I just have to chill, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, because like when I'm having like enjoying myself, that's when I'll do best, you know what I mean. So there's a lot of pressures, but you just got to take them as a privilege that you're in, that you've put yourself in that position. So I think for me, it's just chilling and just, you know what I mean.
So who's like the pressure from though? Because I could imagine, let's say if I was a fullback, whipped it round the corner, you threw on goal, Shannon, you ain't scoring. Like, what's going on? Is the pressure more from the teammates or the coaches or the fans?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of everything, and I think there's a lot of pressure that you put on yourself as well. I think you sometimes say to yourself like, you should have scored that, or you should have done this, should have done that, but it's not always as simple as it looks. You know what I mean? It's a second that in that moment that matters, that if you make the wrong decision, then it might be the wrong thing to do. So I think you are going to probably get a bit of stick off your coaches or your players if you pass your ball and you've not scored, but I think no one's perfect. People miss, you know what I mean? The best players miss chances, so you just got to remember that and make sure if you've missed one, try and put the next one away or try and do the next thing right, you know what I mean? Cause
that's a great attitude.
I forgot to ask, did you always know that you was going to make it pro? As in, once you got into the academy, did you know that pro contract was coming? Or was it kind of a surprise?
I think, obviously, I wanted it to happen. I think the more, when I was at college and I was training with the first team, I probably knew that it probably would be the case, that I might. But obviously, you can never, like, you never know, you know what I mean? And the manager just said to me, look, we're giving you pro. And I was just like, you know what I mean? Wow, like, okay. And then that's when it kind of started. So I think, yeah, I'd never expect anything because it's just the sort of person I am. But the fact that it came, that I'd worked hard for it, so I wasn't surprised that I'd got what I probably deserved in that moment because I'd worked a lot to get there.
And what did your parents say to you?
Yeah, they were happy. My dad came to sign the contract with me, which was nice.
For real?
At the Birmingham Stadium, so that was a big deal. My mum was very happy as well, because obviously she'd drove me up and down the country for ages, so she could finally sit down and say, you know what, you got your own car now, you got your own money, you can sort yourself out. So she's obviously always proud of me. Even now, she supports me. So
please tell me about some of the sacrifices, because you mentioned two people who are most important in any child's life, mum and dad. And it sounds like your mum, dad put in a lot of work to get you to where you are right now. So please tell us about the sacrifices that they were doing for you.
Yeah, I think, like I say, Birmingham's not exactly close to my house. It's at least 45, Burton-on-Trent. So
how long is that?
It's like from 45 minutes to an hour, but traffic, you know what I mean, it could be over. So it is a long time. And my mum wasn't always, she'd only been driving around Burton, so Birmingham to her was a massive change, but she didn't stop doing it. And obviously my dad would take me on the days that he could. So I have to be thankful for them, because I know that some people can't get the opportunities that there is because they can't get there or they haven't got this or this. But I never went without. My mum would always make sure that even if she had to work extra hours to get me my boots, she would. And I'm obviously thankful that she did that.
Your parents put in a mad shift, I'll be honest. Because I'm saying, you're an hour to Birmingham, then they got to watch you train.
Yeah.
And then back.
In the cold as well.
Yeah, my mum would just take magazines or something, bless her, and just sit there and read. But obviously, like, you know what I mean, they wanted to do it for me because they knew that I loved doing it. And then obviously as soon as I started driving, they were like, yes, get in there. Can put my feet up now. No more lifts ever again.
All right, then. Let's talk something important here. It's important to everybody who plays football. Your football boots. Your football boots.
Mm-hmm.
My fair pair of football boots, pair of Umbros, all white. I remember them like it was yesterday. Studs on Astro. That's what I was doing.
Oh, that was your first pair?
Reckless. I know. Reckless. I know.
Gotta start somewhere.
Gotta start. Yo, don't buy the Umbros. Yo. They were doing the job, and it was the one where I put the laces over the little tip of the tongue of the boot. Yeah, so they looked a bit funny. And I was the man there to wear like the long johns as well over the boots.
I
was killing it, man.
I didn't start wearing thermals till I was in like sixth form, bro.
Yeah,
I was just out there bare skin, bro.
All right, your first pair of boots. Talk me through them. Do you remember them?
I can't actually remember what exactly. I know I used to always wear Nike in it, but the boots I can remember is my Nike Mercurials. Used to call them banana boots. My yellow boots. They got me through. They got me through. If I could have them now, I would. Trust me, because they were the boots of the past.
God, tell me it's the boots of the past. You sound like you got a story about these boots.
I know it is.
They were just like, I remember like, because they're bright in it, and I always say in it, like even now I'm like, I like bright boots in it because I feel like people see you in it, and then that means that you have to do something. So it just gives you a little, you know what I mean, push. So I used to have them, and people used to just say, "You got the banana boots." So I was like, "Yeah." Scored a few goals in them, so I was like, "Yeah, I'll take it." But yeah, they were a long time ago. But
what boots do you wear now?
Wear Adidas Predators.
Whoa.
So you switched from
Nike to Adidas?
Yeah. I switched from Birmingham to Villa.
I know.
I do anything, you know.
No loyalty.
Yeah. Nah.
Talk me through what it's like wearing Adidas boots now. Like, what's so good about these Adidas boots?
I think just like with me, like I've always like tried to figure out what boots suit me the best, because obviously I have a problem sometimes finding like boots that fit me. Like sometimes they can be I find Nike too tight now, like for my feet. So I don't really like that. So like Adidas kind of have a bit more of a wider fitting. So I went for that, and I've wore the Preds at the moment, and so far so good. So won't be changing them for a while.
Top goal scorer as well.
So I'll be keeping them, but they're nice to be fair. Like they just brought out some new ones, some black and pink ones that I just got. So they're nice. So we'll see if the goal scoring form carries on.
So I could imagine as a striker, me myself, I was also a striker, just let you know.
And a left back.
And a left back.
Is that what you said?
Nah, just striker.
No.
Striker on the wing. I used to hate when the coach used to put me on the wing. I'm saying, yo, I want the glory. I ain't got the shiny boots for no reason. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
But how does it you feel exactly when you score a goal? Because sometimes I used to feel relief and excitement, but just relief that, yo, I've done my job, scored the goals.
Yeah, go home now.
So how is it you feel when you score the goals?
Yeah, I think for me, it's like the best feeling, because you just know for when you've contributed, and obviously if it's a good goal, you can appreciate that as well. But because I like doing my celebrations as well, so obviously it gives me a chance to like, I always find a camera, and then once I find a camera, I just do some celebration, which is nice. So yeah, that's probably the best thing about it.
When you score the goals, do you do it for the rewarding, as in rewarding yourself, as in because you have your own goal set, or do you do it for the team?
Yeah, I think for me, obviously, I want to score goals because that's my game, but obviously it's a team game, football, so I do it for the team. And obviously I want to score, but if my teammates have scored or whatever, I'm happy for us, because we need the points at the end of the day. That's what, like, points win games, and obviously that's what gets us promoted. So I think it's nice if I can do both, but for me it's mainly that, just us getting the points.
So let me get it straight. 90th minute, 1-on-1 with the keeper. You can square it to your teammate.
Ooh.
They're more likely to score, or you can take the keeper 1-on-1. What are you doing?
I know what she's doing.
Nah, you know what? If they're 100% gonna score, I'd square it.
Okay, fair.
For real?
Yeah, if that's a game that we need to win, like if that's a game before promotion, we win it, we get promoted, I might have to just square it.
So let's say you're like 1 goal away from top goal scorer.
Then I ain't passing that. I ain't passing nothing. I'm taking that goalkeeper on
Taking that goal.
1v1. Yeah.
That's that Harry Kane mentality there.
Yeah.
What's your favourite goal?
My favourite goal? This season, probably the one I just scored, the kind of just like the ball came over, kind of just like chopped in, chopped out, reversed it back. That was, probably my better goal so far. But I've had a few where I've just gone on mad runs, just started it. But I think actually one of them was just like against Sunderland, second half. It was 0-0, needed a goal, got the ball on the right. Someone just played it over the top, and I've just gone, I sprinted for goal all the way to it, and then just free keeper's legs.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And then I was just like kissing the badge, everything, and I was like, we won the game like 1-0. So I was
thinking, there's no way that fullback's keeping up.
No, because I was like cut in front, cut in front of her. Because if I cut in front of her, she's either gonna have to take me down or, you know what I mean, I'm away. So I just didn't stop running. I just went, and then went through and went in. So I was like, so we got the points.
So, are you the quickest in your team?
I'm actually not.
Who is them?
I have to say that Fionn, her name's Fionn. That's
Shout out for you.
she's the quickest in the team. She's Welsh girl. She can jump very, very high, and she can run fast. So
How high is high?
high is like more than some of the men. Like she's like in the whole club, she's like six like best jumper in the team. She can like if you watch her, she can just spring. So
No way.
I have to give it to her, but I'd like to put myself in second. Definitely.
Second.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
Can you
You'll
jump
take
as
it.
well?
You know what?
Or-
Let's not talk about that right now.
All right, on a similar note, I noticed the hair's fresh, and
Yeah,
as a striker, you got to head the ball.
yeah.
How do you feel about that? I could imagine, fresh hair, someone's crossed it, and you're like, I got to head the ball. How do you feel?
You know what? Like, I'm a bit funny anyway about my hair and stuff because I like my hair to be like slick and look nice. So sometimes I get mad when the ball comes. But if it's let's say if it's a attacking header and I'm gonna score, let's just go for it. But if it's a defensive header, I might try and duck out the way for this one. In training the other day, it kind of hit I had to like head it so that she wasn't gonna get it on the goal. But it hit my braid and I was like, nah, I ain't doing this again. I just had it done as well. And you know how it happens when it's just had it done. And I was like, damn, that hurt. So I was like,
Slap on the D-rag fresh.
yeah. So, but yeah, I'm keeping him in all right condition, So
Nah, they do look nice.
yeah, I scored
they
a few
are
headers
fresh.
this season, so I don't need to score no more. I'm done with that.
Do you have any pre-game rituals? Like, I know one guy. I don't know who it was. I thought it was you. I swear I thought it was you.
Yeah.
They have to put on like the right sock, the right shin pad, the right boot. Then they do it on the left side. Then they put on their top.
I actually don't put my shin pads on till last.
Till last.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I just feel
Superstition?
like I actually train without my shin pads. Like, when you go out for training,
Yeah.
and you put your shin pads on, I actually just like, when it's time to actually play, and I got the socks to cover it. I just put my shin pad in, and then I'm ready to go. I don't like shin pads.
Yeah, I hate shin pads.
You got the small ones.
Tiny ones.
Yeah, I had one like the size of an iPhone 4 one time, like iPhone 5, sorry, like just a little one.
Yeah, I hate.
I used to get kicked a lot though, but
Yeah.
I know you
It's
see
what it
kids
is,
a
man. I
lot.
hate big shin pads. I do the same. Like, I won't put my shin pads on till just before the game. That's the last thing I do.
Yeah.
And at half time, they're coming out for a little bit. I'm like, get out, just give a break.
I just feel like it's so uncomfortable. Like I don't get that people have the massive shin guards. Like, does it not feel like you got a plate down you?
That's a massive shin guard. I hear what you're saying, though. I do hear what you're saying.
I got a weird one. I can't really play in thermals. I feel like it restricts mobility. Is that the same with you guys?
Depends. I think if it's cold, like I'm gonna have to, but I'd prefer not to, like, because I know what you mean. It just like some things just affect me. Like I can like have things on my arm and I have to take it off because I'm like, this is just I'm not gonna play well if I've got it on my arm.
I used to think that because like the thermals, I used to feel like, something's not right. Like
Yeah.
I just don't feel.
You're just thinking of it too much,
Yeah.
and then you just not focus on the game. So I just, it's
She
just too much.
knows.
You man must just have some weird fitting thermal. Like
Nah, bro, just
the thermal top's calm, nice and tight.
long sleeve.
Long sleeve, yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the whole
no
point.
short sleeve.
Nah,
Yeah.
sometimes I wear the short ones.
Oh, said
Yeah.
mine were always long. I've never wore thermal bottoms though. Like my legs never really get cold.
Nah, not when I left school. I couldn't really do them things there. So
Yeah,
what you?
Yeah, of course. So not this season. I've not actually. I usually wear training joggers and that. So, but I do like a good thermal legging. I think it looks hard sometimes. You know?
to be fair, it does
Yeah.
look sick. To be fair, do you ever visualize before your games?
As in like visualize the whole game. Or,
Yeah,
let's say
or
you
visualize you scoring. You used to do that,
I
right?
visualize it.
Yeah.
I used to think about it the night before. I think, I need to score this game.
Yeah.
Picture me scoring.
Yeah.
I do probably visualize it a bit. Sometimes you go bed, you try and dream about, you know what I mean?
No,
You wake up and you're like, oh, so I scored 2 goals in my dream, so maybe that will happen. But I don't like to put too much pressure on myself. Like, I don't like someone to come over to me too much and be like, oh, you're going to bag a hat trick today or you're going to bag this. Because in my head, I'm just focused on just getting a goal. Like, and I won't, like, if I put too much pressure on it and someone's like, oh, you got to do this, I just won't do it. Like, I'd be like, I'd rather someone just don't say anything and then I'll just do what I can, you know what I mean? Because I don't like putting too much on it.
Okay. If there's one thing I've noticed so far meeting you, your attitude, very professional. You can see you have a positive attitude and mindset towards everything you do. And I've noticed, obviously, I've had friends, obviously, the attitude isn't as good and they obviously mess about, they're not really focused. And it's clearly your attitude is the reason why you are where you are today. So how is it you keep such a professional mindset and attitude?
I think obviously the way I've been brought up by my parents obviously is very good, and I am a respectful person, like, so that's how I like to carry myself and just like be nice and get on with everyone. So I think I just love like playing football, like literally whenever, you know what I mean, whenever I literally want to play it, whether it's at Bristol, whether it's with just the lads down the park, you know what I mean, like I live and breathe it. So I think I know where I want to get to, and I'm very like determined to get there. So I think I just like have to believe myself that I'm going to do it, and I think I've got a lot of motivations, like my family and stuff, to get there. So I just stay grounded, and I know what I want to achieve. So it's just a matter of doing it. So I think my mindset is always just keep going, man. Like, you're doing well, and you can, like, I'm doing well, like I say, but I know I can do better. So yeah.
So if you could lay out your career and your future career, what would the future you have achieved, or would you or what you would love to achieve?
I think, obviously for me, I think I've got big dreams in it. So I think, obviously, at the moment, I'm happy where I am, and obviously I want Bristol to get promoted. That's the first stage. But I think at some point in my career, it'd be nice to play for top WSL club and fight for, like, winning the league, FA Cups, like all of that. You know what I mean? Doing stuff like that. And I think obviously I want to make a World Cup. That's a big goal of mine, is to go to, even if it's just one World Cup, I can say I achieved that goal. So yeah, I think them two would probably be the biggest thing. But I think for me, it would be nice to get some silverware and some stuff behind my back at some point in my career. Be nice to get something. So I think, that's definitely my aims.
All right, then, so that's actually an interesting one. You mentioned England and World Cup, and recently England have just won the Euros?
Yeah.
Euros 2022. So how do you think, and I've seen a lot of adverts about football and bringing more females to the game, and obviously a lot more fans have been coming to the England games.
Yeah.
How do you feel as in women's football? Do you feel like it's progressing?
Yeah, no, definitely. I think even that, like, them just win the Euros, like, it's crazy. Like, that's the first time England have won something for years, and like even now they've got a tournament at the moment, and they've already had like 20,000-30,000 fans going to their games. Like, they would have never had that before. So it's just growing a lot. Like, they're playing on the telly, like people are watching it. So I think it's just like, it's growing and everyone's seeing it. And when you say England women, like, everyone kind of thinks, oh, they won the Euros, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something to say about them. So I think, it's a great step in the right direction for women's football.
I just want to get your opinion on like women's football and men's football, because do you think they're equally as entertaining? The pay gap fair, stuff like that?
I think it's always going to be it's always going to be a question, isn't it, in football? Like, the men get paid more, and don't get me wrong, I'd love to be on what the men are on now, because
they're on crazy.
I'd be bored, man. I'd be but at the end of the day,
range.
100%. But the way that I see it is, like, we're still privileged to be getting paid for something that we love to do. So regardless if we got paid or not, we'd still want to play, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, I would anyway. Like, some people, everyone's different, but I would play getting paid or not, because I just love playing. But obviously the women's football is growing, and you'll get them people that say, I just like men's, blah, blah, blah. Until you give women's football a chance, and the more it's on the telly and just going down to games, like, the better it's going to get. It might never get to the men's level, but I reckon it will get near that in the future.
Okay, then, so it seems like you have a massive passion for football. Don't even seem like, I know you have a massive passion for football. So let's say women's football wasn't a thing. Would you still have the same passion for football?
Yeah, I think...
would you happily be working a job and still playing football as much as you are right now?
Oh. Yeah, I think it's a tough one, and I know people that do it. It's not ideal, but at the end of the day, if you love playing football, you'll do anything it takes to do that. So if it meant me working in Domino's, you know,
and still playing football on the weekend.
still playing football on the weekend, like, I'd still do it, because at the end of the day, like, if you got a love for something and you want to do something, like, I believe that you'll find a way to do it. So. And
that leads on to my next question. If you weren't playing football, what would you be doing?
Yeah, I think it's a difficult one. I always get asked this question, but I never actually know, because, like I say, I'm just like football mad. But I think I do like the gym. Like, I do love going to the gym. Like, I'll go in my spare time if I get a chance to at football or not. But so maybe like something to do with personal training or something. But I also at school quite like the business route, and I feel like it's nice that you can have something of your own that's created by your, you know what I mean, you've created yourself. So I think that would be probably something like that.
Do you have any siblings?
Yeah, I have older sister and a younger brother.
Does he play football?
Yeah, him and my nephew both play, so it's nice. I'm hoping that they've got it off me, but yeah, it's nice. I went to watch my nephew at the weekend, and I've even got him on the little got him doing it as well, which is nice. And he's bagging goals, bless him, which is good. So yeah.
Are they strikers like you?
My nephew is, he plays. He wears number 5 though. I'm not too sure.
Number 5 as a striker.
Why are you wearing number 5?
What number do you wear?
I wear 9.
9. That's a striker.
Yeah. Harry Kane, man.
Bullet, yo. She's got a 9.
Yeah.
She claimed that 9 shirts.
Yeah, but yeah, he wears 5. So I mean, if he's still scoring goals, then that's fair enough. But yeah, it's just a bit of a weird one. But my brother's kind of like more like he's like a winger, but I think sometimes he'll play like left back or whatever. But yeah.
Do you ever give them any advice? Like, obviously, Auntie's the big baller here. Do you ever did you ever go over like, yo, this is what you could do to improve here, there?
Yeah, like if they need my help, like my dad will sometimes be like, oh, I'll take my brother's called Sam, and be like, take him down to the park, like show him a few like drills or like, you know what I mean, do this and this, or if there's anything he wants to work on, like I'll do it with him, which is quite nice because it gives me someone to go for a run with or do some extra drills with. Or my nephew, like I used to coach him at when I was back in Burton doing a bit of coaching, and
you do coaching?
Back
FA
in the day.
Level what?
Nah, I don't have it. I just like because I knew the guy, he was just like, oh, can you come and help us out? Okay. So I did, and I enjoyed it. But my nephew used to go, so he's took some of that then into now, which is nice. So every time he gets a ball, he's like, pass. Like even if he's not even on to pass the ball to, but he'll just do it. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice that they have a passion for it.
Were your parents any good at football?
Nah, that's a funny thing. My dad, he'd say that he's good, but he's not. He's not. He's fast. Like he used to do some he used to like run and like do some taekwondo kind of all of that. Like to be fair to him, fair enough. But he's not got. He pretends that he's got the tech. Even now, we'll get the ball around the living room and be like, "Oh, I taught you this," and I'm like, "Nah, I'm not sure." But nah, I don't even know where it came from. Like my mum didn't actually like football at first. I had to like pretty much say, come to the games, and she wasn't too sure. But now she watches it on the telly. She comes and watches my games. Like she loves it now. So it's nice that she finally like has a passion for it as well, like me, to be able to watch me. But yeah, I'm not actually too sure. I'll never know.
All right, then. So I know for facts. Let's say for the female audience and young girls aspiring who want to play football, what's some suggestions you would give to them to actually make it to be a professional footballer?
Yeah, I think at first, like I think it's people need to be aware that there is like trials and stuff that you can go to, because I didn't know. So obviously I started quite late. I wish I probably would have gone a bit sooner. So you can always look out for like local, even if it's just your local team or local trials at a local academy that you can look for. And I also think it's good to get down just to a local game, like even if you just go watch Burton Albion or, you know what I mean, your local team, Solihull Moors or something, like it's good to watch players that you want to aspire to be like. So I think, yeah, definitely both of them just like doing like all you can to get to where you want to be.
How many trials did you go to before you actually got into an academy?
Well, I first went, I might have been 14 when I first went, and I went to Blues and Villa, I think. And I got to the last trial for both of them, but I just didn't make that that final little cut. And he was like, come back next year. So I obviously went back to my club for another season, and then my dad took me again back to Villa, and I got in at Villa. So that was good for me. But yeah, it was a little setback. But I think sometimes you need them things to. I knew I needed to work on a few more things, and it gave me a season to do it. And then I went back and proved that I could do it. So.
Okay, then. So I just want to ask you this a bit more personal question. So besides football, even though football is a massive part of your life, who are you?
Yeah, that is a good question.
What would your friends say about you precisely?
Well, my friends say,
because I'm guessing they know you the most, hang out with you the most.
I mean, I'm a very laid back person. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm very chilled. Like it takes me a lot to like actually get annoyed or get like bothered about something. But I think they'd probably just say like, I'd like to say I'm just a generally nice person that like cares about, cares about people, and like I'll do anything for anyone. So yeah, I'd probably say they just think I'm a friendly person, which sometimes is good, sometimes isn't always good. But I think it's just who I am. I just think sometimes in some ways it can either be taken for granted, or in some situations you don't being too nice as you don't need to be. Like for instance on the pitch, like sometimes you need to show that aggression, show that kind of different side to you, you know what I mean? So I think it's just the balance of being nice when you need to, but also having that little switch where you can like turn that little bit of fire on and do the other side. So I think it's good to have both. But yeah, I'd like to say that they'd say I was a bit kind of funny as well, you know what I mean? Get a few laughs out of people now and then. So
you doing it with us, you doing
so
it with us.
yeah.
True, for real. Would your friends say anything different that your teammates would say? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think most of my friends probably are my teammates, because obviously I'm with them a lot, but I have took a few of my friends from different teams that I've been in through the years. So I do keep my friendship group very small, because I just believe that, like, I don't know, like it sounds deep, but only a few people have like got you like you got them. So I think it's important to have that little group that you know that you've got that tightness with, and you can rely on them like they can rely on you. So I would say probably most people would say the same, because I feel like I don't change my personality around people. I'm who I am, because I also believe that you should just like people should just. I'd rather someone like me for who I am than like me for being someone that I'm not. You know what I mean?
Facts. That's a good one. Have you ever lost friends over the years? As in from transitioning from just college, normal football, well, academy football, into pro.
Yeah, I think it happens. Like I think it happens in life. Like anyway, like sometimes you might move away or whatever. But I think there's some people I've kept with me along the journey, and there's some people that I haven't. But I also, like, another thing I believe is that people come into your life for like reasons. They might be in it for forever. They might be in it for a month, a week, you know what I mean? But there was always some kind of reason that they come into it. So like whether or not it's, like I say, a short time or a long time, it's still, you know what I mean? I still feel there's a purpose to it. So I've got a lot of friends, but like I say, like there's only a few that I'll probably call my proper mates. Okay.
Don't know if you noticed, it's the week of Valentine's, the week of love and everything. And as a professional footballer, she goes, as a professional footballer, is it easy to deal with relationships? Because I could imagine you're constantly on camps, you're constantly traveling. Mm-hmm. Is that one of the difficulties footballers face?
Yeah, definitely. I think, obviously, you want to be, like, everyone surely wants to be with someone at some point. But I think when you've got a passion, that person has to understand your passion. And like you say, you could be on a camp and you could have 8 hours time difference and not really be able to speak to that person. But
for real?
If they can't understand that, then it then becomes hard to do that. So I feel like for me, it's important that so they have to have like the support, like for my football and stuff. But I also believe that it should be like reverse, like you should support whatever they want to do. So I feel like it's just finding that right person that probably has goals. They don't have to be the same ones, but has some goals, so you can both achieve what the goals that you want to achieve together. You know what I mean?
So obviously you've come very far being a footballer, and have you ever actually had a chance to go back to your roots, to where things started, and be able to inspire the younger generation?
For me, like, yeah, it's nice to show people that like they can have a role model. And I think because I probably had a lack of that when I was younger, like there wasn't really too many role models to look up to at the time, because women's football wasn't as big. So I think now, if like I can go and like make a little girl's day, you know what I mean, by signing a photo or like signing an autograph or taking a photo, then obviously I'll do it. And I'll go to like my old school and say about my experiences, or I'll go into like assemblies and say like stuff about my journey. Like I like to give back, so anything that I can do, I'm willing to do. Okay,
that's cool. I said about inspiring younger girls to get in football. And if you could actually do something today to increase football awareness for younger girls, what would you do?
I think I'd just like make sure, like I say, that everyone knows that there is opportunities out there. Because like if parents don't know that there is, or they don't know a lot about football, then sometimes like opportunities won't come. Like if someone hadn't have told my mum that there was trials, I would have probably never even gone, you know what I mean? Because I didn't even know what it was. So I think just getting more information out there for people to see that you actually can do that. But I think there is more of that, but there could probably still be a bit more to say, look, there's these pathways that you can take. But at the time there wasn't them for me. So luckily, shout out to my friend's mom. She got me she sorted me out.
Do you know what you would do after football?
That is another good question. I've never really thought, because I don't really want to not think about, like, I don't really want to think about not playing, but I think I don't mind coaching. I've coached a little bit. I think I'd rather coach maybe more academy, like kids, or like older kids that I can relate to more, because I've probably got a lot of like information and experience that I could probably give to them rather than someone that's just playing for fun. So I think I'd like to be like a forward kind of coach at a team, like teaching like, you know what I mean, like movements and like going like analysing games and stuff like that. I think that would be good, something good to do, but I've not really thought of it. Quite a few people obviously go into like doing like punditry and stuff, but at the moment I'm not sure if that's you know what I mean, but I've never really done it, so until I try it, like I never know, but probably something along them lines, something hopefully that still involves football.
Yeah. All right, then. I just heard you mentioned how there wasn't really a role model to you, and obviously you said you've already started going back to your school to obviously try and inspire the younger girls. So basically you are a role model right now, and how is it you aim to be an even greater role model to inspire even more younger girls?
I think like I say, just doing what I can. Like if someone needs me to go and take a kids, like a girls session or do something like that, you know what I mean, then I'm willing to do it. Like I've been back to my old school last year, just they had a semi-final, just to take a session for them, and obviously like it's just
What
nice.
was that like?
It was good. I mean, I did a bit of rondos, you know, and stuff like that, a few games, like getting ready for the game, but it was nice to go back, and it's actually nice that like it inspires a lot of kids, you know what I mean? Like I had a few messages that would say like, oh thanks, I'm like the girl that you came in to see, like, you know what I mean, like this and that, and you know what I mean, they obviously love you coming, so it's like a reward in itself, because you can see that they're actually happy that you've actually took some time out your day to come and inspire them.
I see you got a lot of tattoos.
Correct.
Can you explain what some of them mean?
Yeah, like not all of them have meanings, but I think I've got one on my finger that means that's my nephew's date at the time he was born, and then obviously I've got my mum's date of birth on my arm.
Shout out Mumsy.
Yeah, man. Always. And then I got my sisters wrote me a quote for my birthday one year when I was 21. That meant a lot to me, so I got that tattooed on my ribs here. So I've just got a few.
What about the neck one?
About, yeah.
That's the one I like. I like that.
Yeah, that's probably one of my favourite as well. I get a lot of compliments, but it's just like to do with like strength and courage, just like all together, but it also just looks nice at the same time. So
do you know what? I've always wondered why people do that. Like they're like, oh, you have to have a tattoo with a meaning. I was like, yo, it looks nice.
Yeah.
What are you stressing for?
Mean. Sometimes I think like there's like I do get meaning ones are nice, because you know like there's a little story behind it, but sometimes if something looks good, I'm like, just go for it. Like it doesn't need to mean anything, you know what I mean? Like, I have this eye, like it could mean anything, you know what I mean? But
it's just nice.
It's just an
Is that Illuminati shit?
we don't mess with that.
Nah, I'm playing.
All right, as a footballer, we spoke about so many highs, your goals and where you want to be. What's been the lowest point in your career where you felt like you haven't been doing as well?
The lowest point? Probably when I was, at Villa, I think, because my game time is so inconsistent. Some weeks I'd be playing well. Other weeks I won't be playing. Just there wasn't really sometimes reasons that I wasn't playing. It was just this person needs minutes, or this person, you know what I mean? And it was just like, oh, okay, you just have to accept it. So I think probably then I lost a lot of confidence and self-belief in myself, because I just wasn't playing, and I didn't think that I was my kind of team not my team so much, my coach kind of like, I didn't feel like I was any part of the, you know what I mean? Like I had any, what's the word that I'm looking for? Like
support.
Yeah, just.
I was going to use a word, but you man would have laughed at man.
What word?
Now let's move on.
Nah, I feel like you just don't feel like you give anything to, you know what I mean? You don't feel part too much, because you wanna feel like you're a part of the team and you offer something, you know what I mean? So I feel like I probably felt that a few times, that I didn't really know the reason.
But you felt like you was disconnected from the team.
Yeah. Yeah, so much as in like I didn't know what I was given at that point, because I wasn't confident in my ability, so it was like I wasn't really giving my true self. So I think that was probably the lowest. But I think for me, moving and getting a new experience and going to Bristol, it's just helped me like get my confidence back, and the coaches have so much belief in me that I feel like I know why I'm here and what I need to achieve, and they know what I'm good at and my teammates do, and I know what my other teammates are good at. So it's all comes together, because I feel like that's how you build a lot of confidence.
All right, so I've got my personal question for you now, and that is, tell me 7 things that you can't live without, and football can't be one.
That was gonna be my first one. First my phone.
Are you addicted to your phone?
Yeah, I just love. You know what I love? I love TikTok, and I love playing Candy Crush at the moment.
Candy Crush.
Yeah, I'm on like.
People still play Candy Crush.
You know what it was? My friend, my room housemate, one of her friends was playing it the other day, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna download this. And ever since, I'm on like level 100 in like 3 days.
So my nan's on that level.
I was like,
spoke about to you the other day.
I was like doing like a madness. So probably my phone, then my AirPods, because I listen to a lot of music, so I'd need.
Who?
I'm a D Block fan.
She's on that.
Yeah, it's just a vibe. So bit of music, and then I'd have to take some chocolate, like life's. It has to be like a lifestyle supply, like a whole life supply.
A life supply.
Yeah, I don't want to be running out of chocolate.
Milk, dark or white?
Milk. Them.
Yo, Cadbury, if you're watching this,
sign me up. Yeah, I need sponsor me. Yeah, I need some chocolate.
Yeah, that's 3.
And then my mum. Take my mum just.
Yeah, mum's a must.
Yeah, it just has to be there.
They say no pops.
I'm sorry, Dad, but it's gotta be my mum. Like, it's gotta be.
She was driving them hours.
Yeah, he'll understand. He'll understand. What else? Trainers. Pair of trainers.
What kind of trainers?
I seen some 4s on your Instagram.
Yeah, I got some 4s, some vapor waffles. Actually, I got some. I'm not even trying to flex here because I've been wanting these for ages. But you know the off-white kind, like the out of office, like with the tag, like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
fresh,
I finally,
ones.
Black and white ones. I finally got them.
Wait, which ones are?
Just black and white standard
ones.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to show me. I actually don't know what you're
I will. I'll get them.
Bro, she'll show you, bro.
Get a picture. I got a few. It's on my Instagram.
What's that? 5?
Yeah.
And then hoodie.
Hoodie.
What hoodies you wearing?
Yeah, what hoodies you wearing?
What hoodies am I wearing?
She said hoodies. I'm not remembering the hoodies you're wearing.
Nah, I've got quite a few. I've got pretty much every colour of hoodie that you could think of, because I'm just like a hoodie and trainer kind of girl.
Have you got green?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I don't have green.
Nah,
That's the only colour that I don't have, but I'm about to get green now you've said that.
Because I'm like, if you got green, you've definitely got everything.
Yeah, that's the only, damn. You caught me out there.
All right, that's 6.
Got one more.
Yeah, one more.
I can't even remember.
You can't remember.
I can't even remember what I said. And my 7th thing would be my sliders. I feel like they're just comfort socks and sliders. No better.
Yeah, that is comfy.
Elite combo.
Is that how you roll around the house every day? Socks and sliders?
Got them on right now.
Yeah,
Socks and sliders.
I've seen a comment aside. You're comfy.
Every day.
I just want to know, as a footballer, obviously you have rest, work a lot as well. What is it you do in your free time?
I think, especially in Bristol, there's so much to do. Like, we're always getting coffee these days. I never used to like coffee, but now I'm on some lattes, iced lattes, vanilla syrup. Excuse me. Like a mocha, like. I'm just trying
like
these things. Yeah,
Hey, I've been trying to tell you about frappes.
He's telling me about McDonald's frappes though.
I never had them, but I'll
trust me.
give it a go.
Don't have those.
Okay, I won't give it a go.
They're better than the Costa frappes.
I'm not a fan of Costa. Like, no offense, Costa, but I'm just not.
Or like a Starbucks frappe.
I can't lie. Starbucks is actually sick. Like,
it's better, yeah. It's
Starbucks
better.
is sick.
But yeah, everyone loves coffee, so we probably get a couple coffees a week, or just go for like a walk or something, or most of the girls, to be fair, play FIFA, so there's always I do have a PlayStation, so I play sometimes, but sometimes I can't. I've not always got the like attention span to like sit there for ages and play.
Don't tell me you'll be selling. Like, you're the person mid game. Oh, you gotta check my phone.
Nah, that's not me. I did that before when I was playing Call of Duty with my friend, and he was going mad because like there was these zombies or something coming after us, and I was just there like, I'm playing. I wasn't. I was like, he's just like doing it all himself, and then I was like, so he won't play with me again. But I'm
I don't blame him.
I'm trying to persuade him to give me another chance, but at the moment, it's not.
No, you can't
No
get
good.
another chance.
You
You
can't
probably
get trust me. Zombies as well, bro.
Yeah.
they
No.
looked over at you and you're standing still.
You know when people that are like, yo, revive me, bro.
You're like out of the room.
He's not
even in the
reviving,
room
that's
anymore.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
All right, then that's cool. Professional footballer. We have one last question for you. Well, I've got one last question. What are your 3 top boots?
3
Okay.
top boots.
Yeah, the best 3 boots you've had and the story behind them. Or should we say 3 memorable boots you've had?
I'd probably say, obviously, my banana boots, they got to take
Number
number 1. Yeah.
How many goals in the banana boots?
Let's just
Probably
say,
about like 100 and something.
yeah, they were the grassroots days. Yeah. Nah, they scored a lot of goals in them because this was the grassroots days. And I'd probably say at second, my Preds that I'm wearing now, or that I was wearing before, and I got the new ones because, yeah, they've done me good.
You're going to hang them up?
I don't know what I'm going to do with them actually, but I'll do something with them. And then the third pair, I don't even know. I'm trying to think. I can't even think what I've had. I've had a few that I got. Like, I don't even know. Yeah, I'm not sure.
All right. Then do you have like any achievements that you keep? Like your first shirt you wore on your first match?
Yeah, I have in my room. I have my Villa shirt on the wall. That my promotion shirt that I wore that season, and I got my England shirt and my first England cap framed on my wall as well. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to be fair. And I got like little bits like medals and stuff. I got a lot of my shirts that I've wore various years, so it's nice to keep just for like the future, just to show people.
Nice.
All right, I'd like to say it's been an amazing podcast. We definitely didn't record this twice.
Nah, just once. First time.
Yeah, just the
Just
one,
once.
isn't it? Yeah.
But I'd like to say a massive thank you, Shania, for coming down.
I know, big thanks.
And obviously, we personally will be supporting you in Bristol City. And also, most importantly, I want to see more, the Golden Boot.
Yeah, I'm trying to see promotion.
I'm trying to see Golden Boot in one hand and
Yeah.
Rashford celebration.
That'd be too cold.
That would be
That's what I'm trying to
good
see.
photo. I'll try my best.
But thank you. Is there any messages you want to leave to anyone else who maybe wants to become a footballer or maybe the Bristol City fans?
Yeah, I just think on that note, I think self-belief is a big thing. Like, obviously, you know where you want to get to, and it's up to you to get there. Because obviously, sometimes I feel like sometimes it's like in your own mind that's stopping you from getting there. So I just think you have to keep pushing, keep knowing why you're doing what you're doing, and just believe in yourself and have fun. Because I always know that I always play my best football when I'm having fun. So don't put too much pressure on yourself, but also make sure you make the sacrifices and do the stuff that you want to do. Because if you put everything into it, like you put your whole mind to it, like I believe personally you'll get to where you want to be, and I believe that I would get here, and I have. So don't let anyone tell you any different, and just keep grounded, keep having fun, and just like play with a smile on your face, and you'll get to where you want to get to.
Beautiful.
Amen.